Everybody loves value, but not everybody loves the feeling of an old-school first-person shooter. The reboot of Doom 2016 gives you just that. It brings back old elements, which appeals to gamers such as myself, who started on IPs such as Wolfenstein 3D and Quake. It also offers a great many varieties of play, the main three being campaign, multiplayer, and snap map. Hello everyone, my name is Sully, and this is my review of Doom 2016. So the question beckons, is this package truly worth your time and cash? What kind of audience does this reboot of an old but strong franchise truly appeal to? And can newcomers get into it? Let's find out. Please do take note, I will be covering mainly the single player portion of the game, especially considering the fact that no one really plays the multiplayer portion of this game. Story is somewhat of a last priority in most first-person shooters of this type. Like John Carmack said, story in a game is like a story in an adult movie. It's expected to be there, but it's not the main reason why you are there. Doom 2016 definitely supports this. The story is easy to understand, has excellent voice acting, and the events that take place is brutal by nature. All you know as you start the game is that you are the iconic Silent Doom Marine, waking up to a demonic invasion, and it is your job to stop it. There is optional backstory to explore that is very detailed, but can easily be skipped. The point of the game really is for the action and gore. More development could have been put into the characters, but I digress. If you are looking for a complex story, you will not find it here. However, there is enough story to make you want to play and experience the campaign to the very end.
The rest were killed by the demons released from their hold.
The core of any video game is always the gameplay. When it comes to first-person shooters, this is the most vital piece of the puzzle. Is it truly fun to run and gun in this world? Hell yes it is! The combat is fast and intense. This game was developed with combat very much in mind, as well as its nostalgic roots. For example, there is no reloading or regenerating health, only pickups and shooting. There is no sprinting. You're already running super fast. Movement and minding one's surroundings is key in Doom. If you stand still, you will get hurt, badly. There are secrets scattered in every level, and you have some major incentive to find said secrets. Why I say this is because these secrets tie into the very progression of your arsenal. For the first time ever, in Doom, you can actually upgrade your equipment and stats to make yourself even more of a killing machine. These secrets range from well-hidden challenge rooms, tokens that are stored on elite guard corpses, hidden dolls, and secret original Doom levels. Of course, one can progress by simply playing the levels and killing demons. You get minimal progression for doing this. But, if you're not boring and want to get the most out of your weapons and/or stats, you will keep an eye out. Monster variety is definitely there, from refreshed originals to new monstrosities that will test your wit and skill. Above it all are the bosses. They are very few, but they do exist, and make for some excellent cinematic battles. Now, it is about time I talked about the most controversial mechanic in the game, the glory kills. This is initiated whenever a demon is weakened enough to where they flash, signifying that you can close in and finish them off in the most brutal way possible. That method is determined on what body part you happen to be aiming at, as well as what position you are in when the melee button is hit. First off, I have to say that these finishing moves are awesome, and make you feel like a beast. They are fast, and not overly drawn out either, except for on bosses of course. These killing moves also act as a main source of health, and help you restock if you are running low on ammo in the middle of a fight. In addition to the well-developed single player are the iconic difficulty levels. I'm Too Young to Die being the easiest and Nightmare being the hardest. There is also an unlockable mode dubbed Ultra Nightmare, where permadeath exists. Unfortunately, there aren't very many trophies or achievements for beating the campaign in these modes, making the incentive a bit lacking. Now, this is not a game to challenge one's mind. This is truly about combat, which means that puzzles are nowhere to be found. Sometimes loading screens can take anywhere from 25 to a good 45 seconds to complete. To some, progression can seem a bit lacking in specialization. You're making the ultimate tankish marauder with a gun. That's it. Despite these slight setbacks, the campaign truly shines and gives us old school gamers the breath of fresh air that we have desperately needed. In any first-person shooter, sound is extremely important, and this is not neglected in Doom. The music makes every fight truly feel epic and brutal as you shoot, rip, and tear your way through each of the levels for the campaign. The same can be said for the multiplayer and snap map sections as well. An interesting take on the music is that it shifts or plays a specific tune whenever a glory kill is performed. This, in my opinion, is a good way to make your actions seem like they are important, and also makes me feel even more awesome for pulling off such a feat. Footsteps and drops really make me feel like I'm wearing a suit of armor. I highly recommend using headphones for this title in order to get completely immersed. There are a couple of downsides, however. I felt like the music was pretty much the same as the game progressed, and that it could have been a little bit more varietized. This is me being nitpicky, but a couple of weapons didn't feel powerful enough as I fired them. Kind of like the pistol, or the plasma rifle. But most of these weapons, like the shotguns, sound truly spectacular. Regardless of these few gripes, the sound in the game is truly a powerhouse. One of the very first things that popped out to me were the graphics and the frame rate. As I made my way through the corridors of demon-infested hallways on Mars, I noticed that a surprising amount of detail and polish was put into these environments. Shadowing and lighting is truly spectacular, and anti-aliasing keeps any rough edges from existing in the world. On top of that, it all runs on a buttery smooth 60 frames per second. Now, I did experience this on the PS4 and Xbox, so I cannot vouch for the PC version, even though I imagine it's probably even more powerful. The only downsides would be having hardly any blood appear on the character model during glory kills, even though it shows in multiplayer. I admit it is nitpicking, but it did stand out to me. And I did notice that textures have a rough time loading in sometimes. These are small complaints for an otherwise powerful graphical performance. Doom is a complete package that is easy to play, but I will admit it is not for everyone. A lot of love was put into this game, and you are getting your bang for your buck. The single player is fun, but it does have its flaws. But overall, this is a complete experience, and you will not regret purchasing it. I rate based on a F- to A+ scale. Doom, from me, receives a hard A-. My name is Sully. Thank you for watching. Hey, how's it going? Notice that you're still here. Oh, since you stuck around here for as long as you did, you must have liked something about the video, so why don't you go ahead and leave a like, or possibly consider subscribing. I'm going to try and have some sort of schedule established when it comes to these videos, but to say the least, I am going to be on Twitch at some point in the near future. There's my username right there. And I want to say, again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day.